Alright, welcome to a new episode of our AWS certification series. In the last one, we understood and take a quick walkthrough of what AWS Bedrock Service is. Now, let's take a look at few other fundamentals. So in this specific episode, we are going to take care and understand the fine-tuning process of any foundation model. Now, the question is that what is fine-tuning? So assume or understand it this way, there is one foundation model who knows how to drive a car, but then that model do not know the real map of any specific city. So what you're going to do is you are going to find to that model who has the skill of driving a car, but then you are going to feed the knowledge of maps of specific cities and embed that to the foundation model. Now, what is the outcome? The outcome is your custom foundation model, your custom model who knows how to drive a car, but at the same point of time also knows the map of the city. And when you say that take me from point A to point B, the model knows that which are the right path and which are the right shortcuts. Clear? Very basic. You have a foundation model. You are going to bake some knowledge on top of that, and then it is going to create your custom model. Irrespective of, let it be 1,000 pages, 2,000 pages of thesis, but then your foundation model is now very much aware with the data you have provided. Let me take you to another example. Understand that there is a foundation model, but that foundation model gives you the answer of your general queries. Like, let's say if you ask something, it is going to give you the understanding of that specific question. But then if you ask a very specific question, let's say, what is the real business of my company, the company which you're working on, or what is the crux of a specific subject, it is start going to hallucinate that. What does that hallucination means? It means that it tries to answer you something which is not accurate. Okay, so how you solve the problem? You solve the problem by using the fine-tuning mechanism. You have a foundation model, you load a data, a pile of information on top of your foundation model, and the outcome is going to be a custom model will understand every single piece which you have provided the data, right? Understood? Great. So here we'll quickly check on the definition. The definition says that it is base model. As you see here, we will gonna take a base model out of it. We gonna ingest a specific DNA of a specific subject, irrespective of that is a city map, your company profile, your company thesis, or a specific subject, let it be physics or chemistry. And as outcome, what you're gonna see is the custom model who has all the understanding about that specific subject. So now your foundation model, which becomes the custom model, becomes the subject matter expert on top of the data. Real simple. What is the fine-tuning? Fine-tuning says a base model are static, foundation model have a fixed knowledge cutoff. They don't know about the recent event or your private data until you tell them. Fine-tuning is baking. It says that fine-tuning creates a point-in-time binary copy of the model with your data permanently baked inside. Now your model became the source of truth or subject matter expert of the data which you have provided or trained on. Okay, so let it be an example of a Nova foundation model from AWS. If you ask a specific question, it is going to give you a generalized answer. If you're going to ask a very detailed one, it starts hallucinate on top of that. But now what you did is you fine-tune that model with the subject you want, and now if you ask the question again, it gives you the precise and perfect answer on top of that, right? So as I mentioned, the output is the custom model, and the result is private secure version of the model living in your AWS account, isolated from the public base model. This is the perfect example if you wanted to implement any foundation model in your corporate company, and you can get the desired result out of it. Okay, so now the deployment reality. We understood what is fine-tuning, but then what does the deployment means? Provision versus on demand. So if you remember in our last section, when we are having a walkthrough of our console, you've seen that the interference was on demand or the provision throughput. It is exactly saying the same thing here, and we are going to touch base that concept. It says on demand now available, meaning that whenever you wanted to work on any foundation model and you wanted to train on a specific data, meaning you wanted to fine tune that, it is now available on demand. Just before that, in late 2025, the provision was not there. You have to specifically provision the specific capacity to train your model, and only then you will be able to train that model. But in early 2026, they have made the changes, and now few of the models are comes as on demand. You can you can pay for what you use. So that is very budget friendly and easy on our pocket, right? So on demand is now available, pay per token with no commitment, only for a specific model, which is like right now Nova, Micro and Pro, Llama 3.3 70B in US East and West region. Make sure that you understand that specific region needs to be selected to get the on-demand facility out of it. Provision throughput is what required for most other custom models. You purchase model units, which is MU, for guaranteed capacity hourly commitment. You have to provision that in advance, and so that you have to purchase the model units, right? The trade-off is on demand is based for testing and bursty traffic. Provision is essential for production workload needing consistent performance, right? So when it comes to testing or development, go for the on-demand option. When it comes to productionize your application, you should always opt for provisioned throughput. Now, a quick exam tip here. Watch out for the question which says the custom model on demand is model specific. If the question implies is general availability for all the custom models, it's incorrect. Most scenarios still default to provisioned throughput. Not all models are on demand. Most of them still are on provisioned throughput. Now, how we are going to fine tune that? We understood the core concept of what is fine tuning, but the question is how we are going to fine tune that. So there is a specific recipe for that. What you need to do is you need to provide a specific JSON-L document, which is very similar to the JSON document which we are using, but then JSON-L is for the specific lines. So Bedrock loves the formula and the specific format in which you provide the thesis or the examples to the foundation models. How it defines is you need to provide all the prompts in a singular line covered by the curly braces. So irrespective of that, you don't really have to provide in single line. Let it be 1 or 3 or 5 lines, so that's completely fine, but then it has to be covered under a curly braces. A next prompt, a new prompt, make sure you use a new curly braces line and provide your prompt and completion on top of that. This is a very simple stuff. This is the fundamental of how you really wanted to fine tune your foundation model. Okay, so this is how the JSON-L looks like. Bedrock doesn't read standard JSON array. It needs JSON or JSON-L where every line is a standalone object, right? S3 is the source. How you gonna train that? How you gonna provide this information? So your training data must live in S3 bucket. You cannot upload local files directly to the training job console, right? Training data volume, reinforcements file training, which is RFT, minimum 100 records required. Standard fine tuning can start smaller, but hundreds or thousands of example recommended for production quality. If you wanted to achieve a great quality of the output, make sure that you provide immense number of the examples so that you'll get the right out of it, right? So this is here is the JSON file, JSON-L file. You'll dump it into the S3 and then it is ready for your training for your foundation model to make it a custom one. Few things which makes the fine tuning more impactful, right? So there are certain parameters on which the fine tune works, but then if you specifically wanted to thrust or specifically tune it in a very specific segment, there are few parameters available which you can utilize. It is exactly like same that you have a car, it runs perfectly fine, it gives you a great mileage, but then eventually what you want is a higher pickup. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to the garage and ask them to tune your car in a such a way, tune your engine in a such a way that it gives you a more faster acceleration process and pickup, right? So this is you are customizing your performance of your engine of your car, right? Is exactly in a very similar fashion. If you turn these knobs while fine tuning, it is gonna customize or maybe gonna change the output the way it generates. Okay, so 3 specific parameters: epoch, learning rate, and batch size. Epoch stands repetitions, how many times the model reads your entire data set, right? So obviously, whenever you do some sort of a changes in your data set, you need to train your custom model. Today, you have a fixed set of HR policies. You trained your model on top of that HR policies, but let's say after a week or a month, there are addition of 10 more HR policies and you want your model to be get trained on top of that. So you have to bundle that up with your training data and you need to give that back again to your model so that it trains on top of that and it refresh its memory with those 10 newly added HR policies. More is always better, but then it is overfitting. Learning rate, at which rate it it needs to be learned, which is sensitive. How fast it learns new pattern versus retaining old knowledge. This is important one, right? So it is too risky if model forgets and keep forgetting the stuff, because if you train it or learning rate is so fast, it will get a new knowledge, but then it is gonna forget the old one as well. So you need to fine tune it in a such a way that it creates and hold the older knowledge as well in while understanding or getting the new knowledge, right? What is the batch size? What is the gulp size you need to provide every single time? How many samples the model processes before updating its internal weights, right? So the larger batch equal to faster and smoother training. So make sure that the batch size which you provide is not a very minimal one. It has to be in a good size. Now, as we understood the fundamental of fine tuning, and we bake our fine-tuned model on top of specific subject or let's say company policies, it has to be securely kept in your AWS account so that no publicly accessibility will be provided. It has to be secure, and for that we need to specifically provide provisioned certain steps. What is that? Strict data isolation. Your data is yours. It is never used for training on Amazon's base model for other customers. It stays within your AWS environment boundaries. But for that, what you really need to do is you need to enable the VPC plus private link, right? So establish a private tunnel. Training traffic travels over the AWS backbone and never transitioning the public internet, essential for regulated industries. So you need to make sure that your fine-tuned model or your custom model is in very secure way and you are accessing it using the private link. Try to implement the KMS encryption on top of that. Bring your own key. Custom models and training data are encrypted at rest and it in transit using your own custom managed key. Okay, so make sure that you implement the KMS encryption as well. Quick exam tip. So if the scenario involves a medical or financial data, the answer almost always involve VPC endpoint, which is private link, to keep training data traffic entirely off the public interest. Make sure that when if you see a scenario where it is financial data or medical information related data, the answer should be nearby in the VPC endpoint, which is like our private link. Great. So time for a conclusion. What we learned in this entire episode. Very first thing, what is fine tuning? The second thing is how it really works. Third is what you're going to get out of it, which is like our custom model. Fourth is how you specifically fine tune certain parameters so that your model behaves in the right manner. Fifth is whether you need to provision a throughput or you can use the on-demand. Sixth one is how you're going to securely use your custom model so your data remains intact and within your AWS boundaries. So no publicly accessibility will be granted to any other service. Hope this makes sense and you get an understanding about the fine tuning. Do let me know in the comment box if there is any specific question and I love to help you out. Thank you so much for joining me here. I'll see you in the next one.